back. We have Drake Smith joining us from Drake Cremation and Funeral Services with his dog, Maggie.
Look at the birdie.
Hi, Maggie. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Great. It's great to have you on the show, Drake. The last time you were on, I believe it was sometime in the summer last year. I was on holiday, so I didn't get to meet you at that time. So it's great to have you and your beautiful beagle along on the show. Let's talk a little bit about what you guys offer. There's more than one funeral company in town that handles funerals and cremations, but I know that you guys have a different philosophy towards how this all goes.
Yeah, thanks, Susan. So our place is meant to be very comfortable. And so when you come to the door, chances are I'll be there to answer the door. And if the phone rings at 4 in the morning, chances are I'll be the one that answers the phone at 4 in the morning.
You answer the phone at 4 in the morning?
Yeah, not very smart. You know, I'm not very with it, but I try my best. And when you come to the door, Maggie will greet you, and then she'll make a fuss over you, then she'll go lay down in her bed. And the whole idea of the place, Susan, is if a person's just going through a loss, that if we can make it as comfortable as we can, that's what we try to do.
Yeah. Death and dying, loss, it's nobody's favorite time, right? It's not an easy time in our lives to be handling this. And so what do you guys do to make things as comfortable as you can for people who come to organize a service with you?
Well, I think that a lot of people worry about things like money. I remember when my dad died, he'd been dead for 12 hours. He died suddenly. And I was in a funeral home in the Lower Mainland, and they said, "How are you going to pay for this today?"
Right away, right off the top.
And it was terrible. It was a terrible feeling.
Right.
So I just decided when we opened a funeral home a number of years ago, we just weren't going to do that. So that's just one example. Just the whole idea is for people to be comfortable, to be as comfortable as they can be, to know they're not going to be, you know, we're not going to try and sell them stuff they don't want, or it's just going to be a time they can get through. We'll be with them together. We help them with certain things, help them fill out the CPP applications for the death benefit, that kind of thing. Just do little extra things.
There's a lot that goes on that's involved in it, and funerals are expensive. Cremation is expensive. Do you guys offer a plan to make it more affordable for people? I mean, how does that work? Yeah,
that's one of the things we do find out from people right away is how is this going to work out for them financially? Are they going to be able to deal with the financial side? Are they going to be needing some assistance from the government? Do they need to pay over time with us? Just some ways to help them that way, Susan.
And, you know, people that are dealing with so much sorrow and they're upset.
Down you go.
I wonder if she smells Gage, who is our yellow lab.
She might like your dog. There you are.
There you go. You have a little treat.
There we are. There you are, Megs.
What do you guys offer in terms of things? You do services? Do you officiate? I mean, how does this work?
I'm asked to sometimes. Yeah, sometimes I'm asked to be sort of a celebrant at a service, and so I do whatever I can to help people.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a pretty laid-back place. It's kind of like you're walking into it's kind of like here in some ways. You're walking into kind of a living room with all the lights and cameras and stuff. But
which is better, probably. No lights and cameras.
So it's very casual place, and we've been there for 2 years now on the corner of 2nd and Lansdowne, right next to Brown's Repairs, and so it's just been a good setting, and that's what people tell us.
Yeah.
You know.
Tell me this. I think some people, you know, perhaps if you're looking to the future and you know something's going to come up, can people come in and just meet you and check things out, just so they know what they're getting into?
Oh, I'd encourage that. You know, the number one stress for people that they think they're going to be stressed out over is money. But really, that's not what happens. When the death occurs, when the loss occurs, the number one stress that most people face is gathering the information about the person who died.
Right.
And then making decisions about what they're going to do as far as the cremation or other matters. So we have things that help, like the Drake's Easiest 1, 2, 3 planning sheet. It's just 1 page long, and people get it all the time. They take it home and fill it out, give it back to me, or keep it in their drawer or whatever. And that way, if something should happen to them, then it's really straightforward for their son or their daughter or their husband or wife or someone to just pull that sheet out of the drawer, and it's all done. All the information is there. That's the number one stress for people, is the information. For example, I ask people, and I'm not alone, all funeral homes do this, they ask for the birth certificate of the person who died. Well, I don't know about you, but I think it's hard for many people to find the birth certificate. Or they are asking, you know, what's the mother's maiden name? Questions like that you know about in your world for yourself personally, but you may not know it for your husband or for your parents or whatever. So that's the easiest 1, 2, 3 planning sheet. That's available for free.
Awesome.
And also we produce little booklets, a guide to scattering, because there are lots of questions about scattering ashes. There's a Drake's Guide to planning a celebration of life, because a lot of people do that themselves nowadays. They have their own little family gatherings and things. And then there's another one called Drake's Guide to You and Your Aging Parents, how to make sure your parents have their act together before it's too late. So those little they're only 8 pages long. They're really simple, but they're really helpful and simple.
Fantastic. Out of time, I wish we had more time to talk. I think it's great to have an alternative to what can become a little bit conventional. It's nice to think outside of the box, and it sounds like that's what you're doing. So Drake, it's great to have you here today.
Come on down anytime.
Okay, Second Lansdowne. Information on the screen, norththompsonfuneral.com, as well as the phone number if you would like to learn more. We're back after a quick break. Stay with us.
Hi, Susan.